our names are Miguel Cardona, Federico Pérez, and David Ospina. And today we are reviewing the book The Perks of Being a Wallflower, written by Stephen Cosby. This is a book whose audience is supposed to be teenagers and young adults.
Synopsis: Charlie is an antisocial and alienated young man, until Sam and Patrick, two siblings, become his friends and helpers. As they get Charlie to discover the joys of friendship, first love, music, and more, a teacher causes him to dream of becoming a writer. However, his own personality and sadness can bring out the worst in him and the situations around him. This book is written in a letter format. Charlie is writing some letters to someone. He doesn't say who, he really doesn't care, he just says a friend. And he also changes the names of the story to maybe protect, or maybe just to do a story a little bit separated from his real life. Highlights: for us, the best part of the book was when Charlie overcame his fear of meeting new people. He's a very shy person, so for us, when he talked to Patrick during the football game, it was a very incredible part that showed that Charlie was ready to start a new stage of his life. A great thing about the book is not only the many characters that it presents and explores, but also all the different personalities and that they own, showing from a scared teen to even an abusive and pedophile adult. If characters is what is being talked about, Sam is the most complex, still the most easy to understand character, and it's not just because she is a friendly person who obviously has her own problems and fights with them, but still she cares about the others and is concerned about what happens to her and, and to her most close people. Other important point is to see the same situation seen from different points of view, which is very interesting. We also found enjoyable listening to the songs Charlie says to like, for example, Asleep from The Smiths. It really helps somehow to understand the situation that Charlie and the other characters were undergoing.
Summary: at the end of the day, it is just another teenager story set in the 90s about how the typical difficulties of these young ages, like sex, drugs, and alcohol, affect the lives of very peculiar American characters in a way that is entertaining and intriguing. It is a story you want to know how it ends. Recommendation: I would recommend the book to every teenager, but hoping them not to misunderstand the idea of the story. It is not to think that's how life should go, but they may feel identified with some aspects and characters, and that may help them overcome some of the problems they might be struggling with. Or maybe they just will have fun reading it. But that's not all. I would also recommend it to adults. It does treat some heavy topics of life, and the nostalgia of feeling what a teen thinks and goes through could be fun to read.
The rating of the book. The book is pretty good and enjoyable. Besides how interesting it is to read a novel that uses letters as like the method to tell the story. I will give the book an 8 out of 10, but why not a complete 10? Well, the book can turn a bit confused because of the time gaps between like the letters, what makes it also monotonous and boring sometimes. It has a lack of innovation in many aspects, and it does not always feel like a story you could get in any book.